Let's keep it moving quickly here for the last two of our five out. Number 4, Saddiq Bey signs with the Wizards, 3-year, $20 million contract. It's just an interesting thing because he is one of the Villanova Wildcats in the league, so he's not a Knick. No, I was just a joke. It's an interesting thing to me because the Hawks traded 5 second-round picks to get him at the previous trade deadline, 2023. And then they were very far apart, according to my information, on early bird extension stuff last fall, which has kind of been a theme with Atlanta dating back to everyone not named Trae Young, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter. Like, it was then Saddiq. At this juncture, am of the impression that I would not expect Jalen Johnson to be signing his early bird extension this fall either. It's super early. Like, those conversations probably won't pick up until the fall. But he's with Clutch. Clutch is going to ask for the max. And my understanding right now is Atlanta, as much as they believe in him, and he was like the one guy who was untouchable this year, don't think he's going to be a max dude either at this juncture right now. So it would be the latest in a long line. And like, I'm not saying Jalen Johnson's going anywhere at all. That's just
Sure.
But for them to have traded 5 seconds and then Saddiq walks out the door, he tore his ACL. That complicates things. And it's kind of anyone's guess. I mean, he's not going to be like a Lonzo Ball situation, but it's kind of anyone's guess about when he'll actually be back and playing. And if there's one team who won't really care about that, it is the Washington Wizards. But yeah, I think also it's an indication of like 3 years, 20. I don't know how much more he would have theoretically been able to have even gotten on this marketplace, where the full mid-level went to one dude. And we will talk about this. We will write about it more. It's something I definitely want to ask people about when I get on the ground in Las Vegas for Summer League starting tomorrow. But this new CBA landscape absolutely, in my opinion, shrunk the middle class. And this is another example of it.
It's interesting because the point of comparison that I know was reported, maybe your reporting indicated different things, but I know multiple people had brought up that what he was looking for initially was maybe something in the realm of what DeAndre Hunter got, which was like $4 and $90. And then obviously that didn't happen, no extension, happened. And then he goes through like a kind of up and down season where there was a couple of months where he was under, I think it was like basically half the season, like December through the All-Star break, like 39% from the floor and 29% from three. And like, if you're not producing a lot on a bad team and you're not really showing much else, it's kind of like, well, where is that kind of contract coming from? And then he gets hurt in March. And so that's going to like, you're right. There's no reported timeline for his return. ACL tear could be up to a year, right? Like, guys, it takes a while for guys to come back. So that, like, not only like we won't know what Atlanta's interest level would have been had he stayed healthy, but with Jalen Johnson there, Hunter still on the contract, Risa Shea comes in as the number 1 pick as like another combo forward. Like, they pulled his restricted offer. They pulled his qualifying offer, right? Like, we'll just let you go to the market and see what the market will bear for you. And the market bore like half of the mid-level for a tanking team that is kind of almost like fine with him not playing. And so
the qualifying offer is a good point, because I remember hearing before that Atlanta had given teams the impression that like, you can match his thing. Like you can give him an offer sheet. We're not going to match it. Potential. Like, that was a thing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think like one area, and this is, I'll admit that this is maybe just a blind spot for me. Like, there are some players where I just sort of look like, is that guy, I can't tell if that guy's good. I've watched a bunch of them and I'm still not really sure if he's good. Like Saddiq Bey, like I've watched Saddiq Bey score 50 points in an NBA game and I'm not sure he's good. And, or at least, somebody that you would want to invest in as a like central figure in your organization. I guess he'll get a couple of years to maybe make that case again in Washington, where, if the corner 3-pointer ticks back up, his shooting took a real downturn this past season, there's still a potential, like, that's a complementary combo forward. You could, who could carve out a career in the league. But this is like I think certainly not the way he and his team envisioned this going. And the hope is that he just gets healthy enough to prove that this was a real bargain deal for the Wizards as they try to build something moving forward.